Friends, with my own professional experience in the area of research, industry, and then in academics, uh, I have found that uh, to develop a professional competence, students or the fresh graduates or any professional uh, can adopt certain practices to help him uh, become more efficient. For last 1 years, I have been working with this organization, MANAVODAYA, and the in charge, the director of this organization, Mr. Vidyarthi, he has spent almost 30 years in developing this organization and educating people, thousands of people, uh, into uh, participatory development activities, educating them, guiding them towards building a career where they satisfy themselves with their own competence. In this presentation, we will be discussing about uh, a summary of simple steps which are necessary for any person, whether he is a professional or he is a, or if he is a parent, or if he is a fresh graduate, or even if he is a student. Anybody can follow these simple steps, and through this course, we want to start this course. Through this course, we will introduce these simple actions, and the course will be of the duration of around 2 months with 20 interactions. So you can assume about the gap between each interaction. Each interaction will be of 30 to 45 minutes. It will be an online program. Some videos will be there, charts, assignments, quiz, and threshold scoring. That means each participant will be given some assignments, and some marks will also be given them so that they feel responsible towards it. So now we'll talk about those simple steps in action. But first, the background about this course, right? So the background is that as I told you about Mr. Vidyarthi, they have worked for the last 20 years, and they have found that how uh, deep reflection and exchange among people who are socially conscious helps development of a society and development of the self. And from this experience, uh, Manavoda had come out with 8 simple steps uh, which are important for any professional or for any grown-up person or even for a child to adopt. So the basic message through these 8 simple steps is that you transform yourself, and the institute Manavodaya is there to help you, and maybe you can become a change maker, helping Manavodaya to achieve the objectives of uh, uh, achieving sustainability of the earth, of the people, especially in the rural areas, and then satisfy yourself. So, uh, we will just go about the first simple step, and that simple step is all about uh, self reflection. What we want to say through this step is that whether you are a professional or any uh, uh, member of any society, you you need a certain amount of time where you think about yourself, where you reflect about your activities which you have done, and when you are alone for a certain amount of time, maybe for half an hour daily, you you take time off from the day-to-day subjects, and start thinking about uh, what you have done, and uh, whom did you help, or who helped you, or what went wrong, or what I can do further to help someone, how to make yourself happy. So these are the aspects of self reflection. And any person who wants to move to a particular goal with an objective has to have this habit of self reflection. And such type of activity, if added with introspection, also with meditation, then such an activity can help generate peace in mind, taking short and long term decisions, because you have time to think about it. It's not that you will decide on your own, but at least you think about those things, then you discuss with others. But first you have to have your own judgment about that, or your own opinion about that. So this step, the simple reflection, is an important step towards those uh, goals of achieving professional development. And this also helps in balanced physical, mental, and emotional development. And this step is not only important for a professional development, even in your family also. You need a certain amount of time where you just introspect and think what you have done. So this was the first step, and then we'll go to the second step. And the second step is about the uh, collective reflection. The collective reflection is something like your collective brainstorming, and I have seen in many uh, organizations of repute where uh, group of persons, group of professionals sit together and discuss a particular problem, issue together. They brainstorm. That means when they are brainstorming, they are not trying to find out a solution of a problem. Yeah, that is one of the processes. But basically, in brainstorming, you talk to other people, generate ideas, sometimes crazy ones. But then, when at the end of your brainstorming session, let's say 1 hour, sometimes the brainstorming sessions continue for hours together and even days together, depending upon how critical the problems are for you. But if you do this exercise, you will learn how to involve people and how to respect the opinion of others, and that helps in taking decisions, that helps in reducing the number of failures in your professional activity. That applies to anybody, even in your studies also. As a student, you solve a problem, but when you discuss it in a group with your friends about the same problem, you get different perspective. So this is second step, which is we have termed as collective reflection. And when you do this type of exercise, you are not only helping yourself. What you are doing is that you are helping the other people with whom you had a brainstorming session, because those people have also learned something about this collective reflection, and they in their turn will do the similar exercise with other people. And so what you are doing, you are basically not only developing yourself, you are helping others develop themselves and the society. So as a professional, your job is to develop an ambience where people talk to each other, people brainstorm, develop a concrete idea through discussions. And we already know about a old saying that Vinu Satsang Vivek na hoi. We all do these exercises, and through these exercises, you move to the third step of that simple steps in action. And what is that third simple step? The third simple step is self-control and professional conduct. See, everyone has faults and habits, and you may not be happy with your own faults, and you may not be happy with the fault of others. But when you do self-reflection, as was discussed in the first step, when you do the collective reflection with a group of people of similar uh, goals or similar attributes, you become conscious about your own faults or habits, and these help you developing a self-control. You know why such things happen, why fault occurs, that also will be discussed. And during this practice you sometimes find out a reason also, that why this thing has happened to you, why you are angry, why you are jealous of someone, why you have biases. And I know for myself that any true professional will always be truthful. This is the first basic foundation of being a professional. So if you are truthful to yourself, you will automatically find that your anger is reduced. And these are attributes which are not to be afraid of, but with practice you can reduce them. And if you can define those faults and practice methods to overcome those faults, then what you are doing, you are having more control on yourself, and you can improve the work environment and the outcome of the activity in that environment in your professional organization. So this was the third step which we were discussing. Now, as far as the fourth step is concerned, that is communication. And I have seen in almost all universities and colleges, there is a good amount of course effort to uh, to help students develop communication skill. Yeah, when I started my post retirement activity in academics, I had the background of industry and a background of research and development. And I was wondering why teachers are telling students to develop a specific type of communication skill. And then I learned through my own observations that their focus, mostly in most of the cases, the focus is on being good in communication. That means whatever you speak with confidence. But I'm sorry, here the main purpose is not about that. The main purpose is that if you are truthful to yourself, if you know what you don't know, and if you know what you know, and if you practice of being truthful, then you will always be confident. And if you are confident, then naturally, whatever language you speak, your personality will evolve, will look positive. So, we are also doing the same thing through this fourth simple step in action, developing a good communication skill. But the focus is not so much on is how to speak good or how to impress others. But the focus is knowing what I don't know and knowing what I know and being truthful to myself. If I follow these three steps, then whatever way I speak, whatever attire I have, I will speak with confidence. And I tell you, Whenever there are a group of people, there will be conflicts and insecurities within. But all these insecurities are because that we don't know what we don't know, and we don't know what we know, and we don't know what we don't know, and we are not truthful to us. If we develop these habits, it will reduce these conflicts and insecurities will will reduce. Your perceptions about others will become positive. So that is another step which we will move on. Now we go to the fifth step, and that is professionalism in life skills. See, as a professional, uh, I found in my last 40 years of experience, and if I look at other great professionals, you take example of like Tata, Jamsetji Tata, or even Ratan Tata. I mean, I have just given two examples. I don't want to name too many, uh, give name to too many people, but you know professionals in your life. If you follow them, if you observe their life skills, they are very simple people. And when they are simple, it's not that they have developed this habit only in their professional organization. They have developed this habit of being professional in their family itself since early childhood. And one of the main say actions during childhood should be that one should be allowed and one should be encouraged to share responsibilities in family, in neighborhood. And if you share responsibilities, if you start working in your family, then what you do, you start sharing, you start developing togetherness. And if you develop this habit of working together in a family, in neighborhood during your early childhood, you cement that habit during your youth. And then in your professional activity, in your professional career, you don't hesitate to work together with the people, and this gives you a lot of strength, because in today's world, when the whole globe is a family, you must be comfortable of working with anybody, and the foundation is laid during your early childhood. And this particular attribute of working together with any person across the globe is not less important than earning your bread. So, so how did you learn it? You learned it through your your environment in your family. So this is a very good important lesson for the parents. Each work is a lifelong lesson, and each component of nature, that is living or non-living, is your teacher. Teacher. That means another habit you should develop, or at least from the childhood, definitely. And if not, you can start doing it now also. That your teachers are everywhere, even in the trees, even in the animals, and even, of course, with those who are formally teaching you. So, so these should be the basic components of studies since childhood. And nowadays, one uh, unhealthy situation has been created in families, because parents insist more on the formal studies of their students. Yes, formal study is important because you have to move into the formal society, but the informal study is more important than that, because parents, or rather mother, is the first teacher and the father is the second teacher, and the family, you can say, is with them in teaching you. So, if you have not learned these lessons with your mother, your father, and your family, you are going to lose those lessons, and you will feel the absence of those lessons when you grow. And similarly, the taking care of children, elderly people, helps you in developing a good uh, life skill when you are a professional in your life. So these all habits enrich your life. You start thinking positively. You start being empathetic towards the need of a person or an employee in your organizations. So this was another step. This also helps in uh, the respect for the gender, other half. See, our society is beset by the problem of uh, injustice towards girl child. But when such habits are developed in the family itself, then you start respecting the 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 other gender. So you don't bother about the gender. You respect the human being, whatever be the gender of the person or the child with you. Now, the next step, simple step in action, is improve professional competency by developing unknowns. I have uh, I will not say unique, but I have a different view on this professional competency improvement process. See, I personally feel that uh, we all as a professional have certain habits. Like I like WhatsApp as a chat group. I like Facebook as a social media platform. And I like different brands because these are brands. Facebook or WhatsApp are brands. Bata shoes are my brands. So that means I have developed a habit of living with the brands. Now, if you are really a professional, then you will judge a particular item not with the brands but with your specifications. Yes, I agree that those brands have over the years developed a reputation, but think for a minute that does reputation govern the decision making process of a professional, or the specification or the performance governs the uh, thoughts of a professional? So I would say that it's a challenge for a professional to pick up any brand and see whether it is useful or not, and if it is useful, support it. And you know what you will be doing? By doing that, you are developing one entrepreneur in your society in place of the established brands. So you are doing three, four things during this process. First is you are looking at the things not by reputation, not by their brands, but more by their performance, especially if they are locally made within your neighborhood. So you are vocal for local, right? Second is that by doing this exercise, you are developing small entrepreneurs. You are creating an army of entrepreneurs in your society. Yes, I would not say that do this thing with all the brands or with all your habits, but at least you can challenge yourself for one of your brands. You can decide on yourself. And by doing this with such a conscious effort, you can generate uh, confidence among people in your society who want to be good entrepreneurs. And third thing which you will be developing about yourself is that you will be less dependent upon the brands, and that is key to the total development of any society. Now, next, uh, uh, this thing, your simple step in action is sharing time and emotions. See, we all are busy in our life, but but we also should know that this we are busy to earn wealth, to generate wealth. Now, what is wealth? Yes, the the 200 years of understanding economics has forced us to think that yes, money is the wealth, the rupee is the wealth. But is the monetary wealth is the only wealth? And if you just pause, then you will find that no, yes, it is important, but it is not most important. There are other two factors. Your emotional wealth is also important. If you are professionally satisfied, not by earning that much money, but more by keeping your groups, your employees, your friends happy with yourself, by being truthful to them, then you are emotionally wealthy. You are wealthy with your relationship also. What does it do? How does it help? If you are wealthy on these three fronts, monetary, emotional, and in terms of relationship, or you can call it networking, then you are building long-term collaborations. You are investing in those relations, and these long-term collaborations will happen only when you are truthful to them. So be a long-term truthful collaborator, and then you will find that you are wealthier than what you were earlier. Now this can be practiced, such type of activities can be practiced uh, by uh, uh, keeping aside a fixed proportion of your time for a social cause. Interact with the people, find some time to help someone, find some time to share your thoughts with someone, and you will find that you are cool. And that helps in your self-reflection also, the first step which we discussed. And uh, by doing this, uh, you also develop a habit of caring for the society, because you are a social being and you have a responsibility towards the society. The Another simple step in action is the investment. See, we are all investing. You are also investing. I am also investing. Investing in what? Investing to generate more wealth, right? Because everybody wants to generate wealth. So invest money to generate money, right? You put like you deposit your money in your bank account, and then FD, fixed deposit, and you get some more money at the end of the 1 year or your term deposit. Now, if you think that your investment is going to fetch you three things, which we just discussed in the previous slide: the emotional wealth, the relationship wealth, and the monetary wealth, then what will happen? You will feel more satisfied. So try investing in making someone happy. And that, of course, you should not do it by sacrificing all your money. If you are a good professional, you know how much you have, how much you can leave aside every month or every hour or every year, and do something good for others. You know what will happen if you do something good for somebody, either empowering him through that local or vocal step, or by giving something to the needy person, then you are encouraging him to think positively, and you are encouraging him to uh, investing similarly in some other person. So this will have a cascading effect, and this will help develop a good chemistry among the people, uh, and bring togetherness among them. So 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 that is another step. And so these were the all steps which we want to discuss. Now this presentation is all about introducing about these 8 simple steps, and we will be conducting this course with the help of Manavodaya at a later time. You can send your feedback also. I have not written here my email, but I will just, you can write on this email or you can note down my email. It is DR, D for Delhi, R for Romania, H for Harish, K for Kumar, D for Delhi @gmail.com, or you can also always share, subscribe to this channel, or you can put a comment on this video and then I will be able to connect to you. So this was purely introductory exercise for a student or for a fresh graduate. Uh, this particular introductory course will will encourage him to work more with us, and then we will be going in more detail for each step. For a matured professional who has spent 10 or 15 years in his profession, these steps are very simple for him. He may look at it as, oh, he has already done it, but if you look at each step is a voluminous exercise in itself. So don't look at these steps as a simple presentation. They have a meaning and they will definitely convert you into a better professional. I am sure for that. So I would say thank you. Thank you very much.